How's everybody doing today? Welcome back to the Auto Addict channel. I got something new that I'm trying to work on today with my SL600 here. So let me show you what I've discovered. One of the viewers on my channel recommended that before I start messing around with the coil pack replacement, ignition coil pack replacement, he said to check out the MAF sensors, that those might be dirty or bad, and they may need to be replaced instead of the coil pack. I know that I don't have such luck, that it's not going to cost me that $700 for the remanufactured, upgraded 2019 version that I found, which is all fantastic and good, but it's $700, and I'm not really trying to, I'm trying to keep that budget super low. Since I got this car for dirt cheap, I want to make sure that it stays dirt cheap and it doesn't start escalating where these Mercedes can very quickly escalate, especially if you take it to the dealer. So, what we have going on here is, from what I understand at least, there are no MAF sensors in this engine. I don't know if I'm right, please correct me if I'm wrong. I spent forever looking for these and I could not find them. Now, granted, I am not a mechanic, so I don't know where they would be, and I couldn't find any other information online to their location until someone suggested that there are no MAF sensors in the V12s. There is a MAP sensor, which is what I found. Let me show you what I found and why this was a problem that the previous seller created instead of spending the $40 on a new sensor. So here's what I discovered. The MAP sensor sits right here. Let me do a quick zoom here. It's supposed to sit on those two. There's two holes, and there's two holes in the sensor. It's supposed to be secured. It is not secured. That was the first thing, but he told me about the cable being too short and it couldn't be secured. That was all fine and dandy until I grabbed it. It's unplugged right now, that's why it's sitting so far out. I just put it there just to show you guys. So this guy, what he did was he put some epoxy to try to connect the two pieces of plastic together on this sensor, which was obviously broken. This sensor, by the model number 006-153-9828, I don't know what that DC stands for, but apparently this is a Mercedes sensor. I don't know if that's true, and I kind of feel like I've been robbed right now. Well, let me get into that in a second. Here's my point that I'm trying to make. So he tried to glue this rubber hose that comes out of this intercooler pack, maybe? I think that's what that is. He tried to glue it, and then this thing just supposed to pull right out. There it goes. It's just a thing for a hose and a hose. Fairly simple. So he super glued rubber to super glue epoxy to this guy and put it back in. So this sensor is $40, and since the one of my viewers recommended that I check this thing out first, which I greatly appreciate, by the way. Keep those comments coming, because I don't know what I'm doing here. This thing is way above my pay grade. V12 motor, which I don't even know anything about any other motor besides this one. So the V12, this thing is super complicated, and I don't know what I'm doing here. So guys, if you can, please help a brother out. Moving on, this sensor is $40. I don't know. I ordered a Mercedes Original, which came in a Mercedes Original box with a sticker. I feel like this used to be something else, and I got gypped on a Mercedes box with a sensor inside of it. I don't know. But I already have it. So it was sold to me as an original Mercedes part. That's why they gave me this fancy crappy box that looks like it's seen better days. It does not look or feel brand new. And this is what they sent me. exactly the same part number, same unit. This guy right here is not broken off and has an O-ring on it and all that good stuff, on which the hose goes and connects to the intercooler right there. So let me get this connected because I'm shooting with one hand here, but basically old one, new one, they look exactly the same except this has the thing broken off of it, and who knows what else inside might be broken. I just don't understand why he would not spend the $40 to see if this was the problem. He told me he doesn't know anything about these things either, these cars, and I don't know if I should believe him or not. Regardless, 40 bucks, you just spend that 40 bucks. I mean, at least get an aftermarket sensor to see if it's gonna work. I wouldn't recommend that personally. I like OEM parts, but I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. I got sent this one. I hope it's OEM. It's got the Mercedes part number on it. Starts with A, so it looks like a Mercedes part. Let me plug it in and see if it changes the way my car runs. Again, if I didn't have bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Combine that with me not knowing what I'm doing, and I guarantee you that this $40 will not replace me spending the $700 that I have to spend on the ignition coil that runs all along the passenger bank of cylinders. So let me go ahead and plug this bad boy in, and I'll get right back to you. So I got this car without this being secure, the thing that the sender unit connects to. It was just how you see it here. It was super glued. He was not really trying to do anything to finish this car correctly, as I can understand. So it wasn't reaching before. What I did was push this guy down a little bit, so now it actually kind of reaches. Push it a little bit more, and it looks to me like it's okay. So here is a quick rant about keeping all of your screws and such. I have bins of these holding different types of screws and bolts and nuts and washers from random places that I've accumulated over the years. I don't know how long it's been. So I found two of these fairly short, can I focus on it? Fairly short bolts, which have a T30 connector on them. I'm about to try them out, so let's take a look and cross our fingers and hope. Hope. I don't know. I mean, I already tested it to make sure that it goes into the thread, but I don't know if it's gonna go all the way in. So let's see here. Sorry for the camera, it's hard to do this one-handed, but it goes in fine at the beginning and then it kind of slows down. So I got my trusty DeWalt T30 here, extension. What is happening? I guess it's going the wrong way. These look like they were made for this connection. Interestingly enough, I have no idea where I got them, but look at that, and it's secure. Completely secure. I don't know how deep they went. Try to catch it here. Not bad at all, let me tell you. And now it's completely secure and connected. Let me see let me grab the stuff out of this bay here and see if that did anything at all. I mean, the car starts and runs fine. It's just that the right bank of cylinders is completely misfiring, all of them. So I'm pretty sure it's the ignition coil, but I had to do this. It was 40 bucks. I couldn't leave it broken. I just couldn't do it. So let me get my bolts and tools out of here and start this bad boy up. Decided while I start the car, decided to give you guys an exhaust note for your viewing pleasure. I actually haven't heard this up close from the muffler myself, so I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of smoke that comes out if it even starts, because the battery's dying from a battery drain. But let's go ahead and give it a try. Just like I thought, not starting. Already locked up. So, let me plug the battery in, plug that in, and go from there. So I've got the battery hooked up, and the car is hopefully waiting to be started, finally, for that exhaust note. Are you guys ready for this? So now that I started the car, trunk is closed, everything is good, it's time to tape this bad boy up to make sure the rain doesn't get in. So I'm gonna use my green duct tape, or whatever you call this, paint block, painter's tape, to cover the hole so the rain doesn't, so much rain doesn't get in. This is the classiest solution that I've been able to come up with, because I don't really care about this until my engine is working well. So let me show you that finished product. And here, ladies and gentlemen, is the finished product. I hope you guys like it. It's bright green on a red, you know, it's definitely gonna get noticed. If you're out there, for people to notice you in a V12 Benz, you definitely want to have this bright green trim on your trunk. So, after driving the car around my lake here for a few... there's a lake right there. Driving around the lake a few times, trying to see if anything is gonna change. It did not. I still am very much low on power. And I now realize that for some reason I have an intermittent air conditioning issue as well. It just kicks on and off when I hit bumps, randomly on and off. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to take a look at where the blower motor is in this thing. If it's going to be similar to my S-Class, I already know how to get it out, but this is definitely a smaller car for me to be able to do that in. We'll see if I can contort myself down into the depths of this SL and see if I can figure that out. But that's a story for a different day. For today, it turns out that the map sensor, even though it did need to be replaced, was not the cause of my issues. So I'm gonna continue to search and hope, and inevitably get to the point where I'm gonna have to spend that $700 on the remanufactured ignition coil pack. So, thanks for joining me. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.